you need to mention it first. If you think back to the first part of this call, I said my genuine expertise. I said I've used behavioral science to generate millions and millions of dollars for various different brands. I've worked for 8, 9-figure brands, right? And I've said that before I went on to tell you the meat. And the reason why is because even though some of you guys might like me, I've had a few messages from some of you guys and from my other YouTube channel as well, you might not take my advice so seriously if you think I'm just a random person in a room freestyling on theory. I'm telling you that I've actually got expertise in that. And because I've told you that I've got expertise, this is your resistance barrier, right? What actually happens is this resistance barrier goes down a little bit. And because it goes down a little bit, now I can give you the advice. But if the barrier was too high, I would give you this advice and it would get blocked at this wall right here. You might actually click off the video. You might actually not follow anything that you needed to do. It's probably one of the clearest examples I can give of authority. Now, really important, there's been loads of experiments into authority. They're all really interesting. I highly recommend you read the series of Milgram's experiments where they got normal, non-psychopath people to essentially believe that they were electrocuting somebody to death because the instructions were given by a guy in a white lab coat. Fascinating stuff. I've got a few breakdowns on my channel here. But the point of that is that the scientists estimated that of the participants that went through this study, 1% of people would administer really painful electric shocks. But what actually happened was like 100% of people actually administered all electric shocks, which is surprising because we like to think that people don't comply with authority, but they comply with authority all the time. But scientists and actual psychologists predicted that they wouldn't, but the results showed that they actually would. And in debriefs and things for these studies, and this is the really fascinating bit, and people in any type of behavioral science study, afterwards they always justify why they did it. So they'll always turn around the participant who's just electrocuted somebody and be like, you know what, yeah, but like it wasn't that I was obeying authority, it was that actually I made that decision to do that, and that was something that I wanted to do. And the results show that that's just not the case at all. It's actually the authority figure which is making them do that, which shows that people don't actually know what they are motivated by. They don't know the reasons they do behaviors, okay? And so when I'm telling you to put authority up front before you start talking, educating, asking your clients for the sale, if you were to ask the clients, they would probably say that wouldn't work. But the psychology and the science shows that it actually does work, okay? So this is important because there is something in behavioral science where you don't listen to what the customer is saying because sometimes they don't know what they need. And I say that with all the love, and I'm exactly the same, even though I'm a person who specializes in this stuff. But yeah, so that's really what you need to do. You need to work out how you can get that authority. Then you need to carefully insert it up front because that is how you make people actually buy from you and listen to you and understand what you're trying to say and actually help you help them, if that makes sense.